What's going on, peeps? We are live again with yet another video here on the Wisconsin map. We're going to pick up where we left off earlier today. Check and see what's going on over here. Everything looking good. What's this at? It's at 2%. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so last video where we left off, I had placed this machine shed here, and I was going to try and change the tractor out to not have the goofy little stacks on it, but apparently that's what it's meant to have. But what we did get was a bigger windrower. So now we've got this big sumbitch here, which apparently has enough power. This tractor can pull this windrower, so we're going to see what happens when we can combine a bunch of shit together here and try and get some silage going on a much more massive thing. See if we can make maybe 150, 200 feet before you have to stop and shit out a bale. Now, I could have gone ahead and kept the other windrower, but I mean, we only have $200-something thousand, and that was after doctoring my account a little bit to get it out of the red, because we were up to, I think, shit, max loan, and we only had about 100 grand left. I was gonna try and do it the hard way, but then I realized I need a lot more stuff to finish, like the sugar beets and get that going, so I kind of may or may not have gone in the save game file and given myself some money. It's fucking inheritance funds and all the little grants I get from the government. They just keep trickling in and I get free money. But either way, we're still in the little 68 series tractor here, and we've got the big ass coon, or the Lely tedder. The other one was the coon. So the hard part now is going to be going around this. Didn't think about that now, did I? Such a shame. Windrower is in such nice condition. It's clean, and this tractor is just absolutely trashed. Let's see, can we do 4 rows without missing shit? I think we can. Oh, we missed a little bit there, but we can do it. 4 to 3, and then there'll be 3 down and a 2. This is gonna make some big fucking rows of hay here. I almost feel sorry for myself when I have to jump in the other 68 series that has the Vicon hay bob on it. That's gonna suck. Combining all these rows together and then having to ted that with a small little basic single row tedder. Oh well. Go ahead and get this field taken care of. Try not to get the tedder stuck in the fence here. That would suck really bad. Now, looking at it already, it's a lot thicker than the other ones were, so I'm gonna stop that right about there. That way we don't hit the other row that we just did and get the hell away from that fence line. And let's see, yeah, tractor bounces a little bit going over it, so we're definitely making a shit ton more than we were. Too many things on my phone going at one time. Go away, phone. Can I make it through? Barely. Turn the lights off. It's daytime, idiot. Now this already has been rowed twice. We're going to go back over and row it a 3rd time and see how much more we can get added into it. Actually, no, it was done once because I wanted a straight line that way. But I'm kind of curious to see how far in we can go with this windrow. So I want to keep it as far away from the edge of the creek as possible. So we can get 3 rows this way, but that's not going to stay permanent because we got to curve off to the right here. And now that we've got the storage for the bales, I don't mind doing this because now I've got a place to put all the bales. Hopefully it's not going to be like what happened with the great silage event that me and Mike did, where we had so many bales laying around that it was literally lagging the game. Hopefully I don't run into that problem again. But we'll make one wide ass pass around the outside here and see how much we can actually get in a one windrow. Because I know that one there is 2 put together, and now we're clipping edges of straight rows. Let's see what we can do. So far it looks like it's leaving a really chunky ass line there. It's not really straight. Not like I want it to be. So now that we got that, we're just going to curve in and we're going to try and hit 3 rows at once. It doesn't seem to be really laying it out in a consistent pattern. It's kind of just fucking throwing it. But we'll roll with it and see where it goes. And actually that one was already rowed once, so now this is going to be a big ass windrow and several others put into one. And it's taking so much off of that one side. In order to stay with it and not drift, I have to abandon the other one. But I am pulling multiple rows in. This is going to be hell with the tether. I can already guarantee that. It may have seemed like a good idea now, but it's going to come back and bite me in the ass. Hell, I should have gone down and just fucking made it all in one big ass line. If we were using the square baler, that'd be fine because the square baler just poops them out the back. This one here, we've got the round baler, you gotta stop. So I have a feeling I'll be stopping like every 10 feet. And then, at least with straw swath you don't have to do this. So when we start in here, we'll get that little piece there, and then we'll just turn around here, get lined up, and try and get as much of that back there brought into the fold as possible. Get a good straight line going. It's going to get kind of small through here since I did that curved line, but other than that we should be alright. This is the most important part, getting the straight rows going. See if I can get 3 out of this one. Oh, I'm gonna have to duck back over anyway. Yeah, right now it seems to be getting, well, 3 went to 2, and then it's gonna be hell to try and get a straight line period with the way that this was cut. But we're gonna try. But I can already see the difference in speed here, that I'd only be maybe half of where I was already. And this tractor does not like running over something that's already been windrowed. Just think how it's going to be with the tether behind it. It's going to suck. Going in reverse isn't an option because it doesn't head going backwards. Yeah, so this is gonna be interesting. Turn these off. get over the giant cocaine mountain of grass, and start going again. Should be a hell of a lot faster now. We've sped up one of the processes. Unfortunately, the weak link in the chain is going to be the tedding, because something to do with the map that was unfixable is running, say, like the Lully tedder. That I think it's about 15, at least 15 feet across. You couldn't work it right, and I mean, it would ted some, but the rest of it would just stay all grass, and you can't really do anything with grass bales other than sell them, and they're not worth shit. So had to figure out what we were going to do. So we ended up with the Vicon hay bob, which is extremely small, but it doesn't screw up. It actually teds like it's supposed to. So it's still going to take some time to do that, but other than that, it's nowhere near as bad. Shut the windrower off again. I'll just drive around with a baler and get those when I get to them. So it's starting to look a little bit better here. Still got a lot to go though. I'm glad I didn't go into the other field and cut though, because I'd have way too many grass bales. And my cattle are fed for 6 days, so this right now is literally just stockpiling while I'm waiting for all my other fields to mature, so I can go in and spend about 4 hours harvesting all of them. That, I need to go check the pallet factory and the sugar factory, because I know I had the sugar factory running. The damn thing's probably out of water by now. It's probably out of pallets. The autoloader's down there with pallets. But I'm going to need another autoloader and definitely another trip to the closest water trigger we have, which is the sawmill for that. But in the meantime, we're going to take care of this. And it's going to get harder and harder and harder to make these rows straight as we work with the curve of the land here. We can still do it though. It's manageable. I've got it now, I think, where I straightened it out and we can do 3 rows at a time. But like I said, it's going to be hell tedding it. Luckily though, with having the 4 rakes versus the 2 rakes, we've got the reach and we can actually get out there and make this a lot more efficient, especially as you can see some of these lines coming in on angles. It's the way the speed rower cut them. So now we're going to make all this disappear into 1 row, and that'll be that. And once we get it to the end, we got all that. Oh, don't hit the other pile. Alright, so that's turned off. Spin back around. And unfortunately, from here on out, it looks like I'm going to have to start mobbing some of that. Oh boy, that was making a lot of freaking hay there. And this is the really effed up part of the field here. Who cares? We need to get off the ground, because usually by the time that I'm done with the baling, the grass has already grown back up in its first stage of growth. As long as we can get this shit done before that happens, I'm fine with that. Oh, missed a little tiny bit there. hell. Enjoy the fun while it lasts, because we're going to be busy as a motherfucker here in about 2 minutes. Oh, come on. Let's grab it. That tight turning radius on this thing. This should be the last row to do. Then we can fold this bitch up and go get the tedder. These little piles I don't give two shits about. We're just gonna get them as close as we can. Alright, so we'll fold up. I don't understand how that thing can pull in and drive at the same time. That doesn't make much sense. It should kind of swing out. The wheel should come out cambered and then straighten out, but I'm not going to question it. So we've got our dirty ass International here. And then we're going to hop in an equally dirty ass International. And you can see the two sheds that I have built up. One is for hay, one is for straw. So we're going to pull this sucker in right here and jump into this one. This one has our hay bob on it. The tedder is on. Let's see what we can do here. So this is what restricts us, though, is the speed, and now we're going to be bouncing like a bastard going over these rows. Well, this one's actually not that bad. There's a hell of a lot worse than this. So pretty much I think what we'll do for this episode is we'll get the... I wanted to get the hay in earlier, but there was so much shit I had to do that I just didn't have the time to do it. I want to get the baling done and get all the bales moved into storage where they belong, and then that should be a successful video. And then I'll have to go get the case, hook that up to the Massey Ferguson baler. I almost thought about getting the big baler, but that would have meant another trip back to the implement shop, and I really did not feel like doing that. So instead, I'll just do this. I mean, you can see the drawbar, the 3-point on this just bouncing like crazy. So now, how do I want to do this? Now I see I'm missing PTO hitches here. This is supposed to be a PTO shaft running from the tractor to that hay bob, and it's not there. How is this working? Somebody stole my PTO shaft. God, that is a big fucking pile of hay behind this. So we can pretty much drive in cab now and just keep it centered over this big ass bouncing mountain here. Making sure every once in a while that we are staying on path with it and it's not missing pieces. I think we're safe. It's just continuously jacking with the steering wheel here to keep it going on the pile. So this one I think is the biggest row out of all of them, because this is, I think, like one of the wide rows plus a few other rows that I had tucked in there too, but it's handling it like a boss. As bouncy as it is. See the few little strands of grass I missed with the speed rower. But that thing is like, the John Deere one wasn't as bad. It just looked like shit. Because I remember we did try using during the great silage harvest. I did try using the John Deere 260 speed rower, and it just, it drove great. It didn't have any, it wasn't twitchy like the New Holland. I think that's a 240 or 260. It wasn't twitchy like the New Holland is. It just straight up looked like shit. And I mean, somebody just didn't really take the time to make it look right like the New Holland. That actually looks like the real New Holland speed rower. So all this comes down to personal preference and the level of detail that you want. And what's up, John? The level of detail, I guess I can deal with the twitchiness that New Holland has. I mean, it'll cut grass pretty quick. I'd like to try and buy the tri-mower, get that going, and see what would be more effective, using a speed rower or using just the tri-deck. I know with the tri-deck I'm going to mow down a hell of a lot more grass faster. Well, no, that's for the debate. Will it mow down more grass faster because of the size versus a 5.6 meter? I think with the tri-mower you're not that much further ahead, but you do have two big friggin' mowers that hang off the back and then one in front of it. But then we wouldn't be able to use this cool antique equipment here. We'd have to be using new age stuff like my 8700 series Massey's. Not that there's anything wrong with the new, it's just I like rocking these old tractors when I can. And actually this isn't taking as long as I thought it would. The baling is what's going to kill it. It's too bad you cannot hire a worker to bale, because that's going to be the big time consumer. That and picking the damn things up and stacking them. I might do half the field and then get in the baler and bale that up and get it out of the way. Who knows? Okay, I don't want this to look like crap, so I gotta turn it off for a second and get lined up. So we got it back on. See, it misses shit when you're turning. So I was a little bit worried about it. I'll stay in outside view while we make this outer pass, because I have a feeling I want to be backing up quite a few times. Well, apparently doesn't want to turn that into hay. We'll just have to watch and see what it does. Through here it shouldn't be too bad. It is gonna partially put grass in my hay, so that's gonna drive down, or that would drive down the price if you were selling these bales, but I'm not selling them. I'm stockpiling them. Okay, so we know on the curves it's a little bit iffy. Shouldn't be too bad right about now. Trying to stay on top of it. And it's doing a really good job for being as small of a implement as it is. It's actually kicking some serious ass. I guess we'll just keep going around this outside row first, get it taken care of. This is the tricky one. The rest of them should all be straight. Yeah, because that one disappears for a minute. And then we'll pick it back up here. And then we've got that heinous ass curve to deal with. This is where it's going to get tricky. Let's turn into it a little early. Spreading it out, but it's nothing that the baler's not going to be able to handle. Just got to stay into it. That wasn't bad at all. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. But we got the curve up here. I think I tried to curve it though to where it went in between the tree. Yep, it's in between the trees. And just because this is sitting on my road, I want it picked up. Now we'll go down and get lined up with another row and start doing that. I don't care about that little bit there. Alright, so now we can get back in the cab view, seeing how we're on straight lines. Well, as straight as they're gonna be. I can go ahead and just look back and be like, oh hey, check it out, we got straw. We got hay, we got shit coming out. Oh, it does have an animated steering wheel, I didn't think it did. Never really saw it move. I just love these old tractors with the ribbed front tires. I don't know what the hell I was thinking here. Why did I make it curve? Okay, so I'm already seeing that we're catching up to that outside row that was done. And we still have quite a few over that way, but that bigger windrower is definitely paying off right now, as I'm not having to do near as much row-wise. I mean, the rows have a hell of a lot more in them, and I probably will not see it and really start complaining until I'm actually doing the baling, but as for doing the tedding, this is actually pretty decent. And as you can see, the grass has already started to grow back up. Does not take long. And those are going to be some hellacious mounds to try and bale with that little mound. I feel bad for the little Massey baler now. It's going to get its ass whooped. I'd just love to be over whatever the remaining bit of this respiratory infection. At least it wasn't the flu this year. Yet, I still have yet to get my shot. So outside, we're still making it. And no, actually, with these rows here, we're actually right on par. I'm about to get a pressure washer though and start cleaning these things off, because these tractors are just disgusting. They started out so pretty and red and shiny, and now they're just look like they got drug out of a swamp. And we'll be in a slightly larger tractor to run the baler, even though it doesn't require it. It's just it's sitting around, and it only gets used to load the bales into the ration mixer, so why not put it to work doing other things? So we probably only have about 3 or 4 more rows to hit here. And then we'll see the true devastation of what will become of my Massey baler. The stacks I like on this tractor, but don't need 2 of them. One's plenty. And it didn't have to be that damn high either, but I tried taking them off, but you can't do it because of this particular tractor comes with these on it. Oh, the only thing I did want to do though is put duals on it. Put duals on all of them. But these are very light duty tractors, so it's not like when I'm pulling the Great Plains Cedar or when I'm using the articulating 86 series for cultivating down here. Got a nice row there. Nice enough that this thing has to jump it. I can see where this row started. We'll get in here and get this done. As we're getting violently thrown around in the cab here. The only reason this tractor is really rocking so much is the fact that it has a pivoting front end. It just sits on, the center sits on a pivot point. Pretty much like a zero-turn mower does. Well, at least the majority of them sit on pivots. My Cub Cadet, it'll actually flex, I think, 35 degrees to the right or left before it bottoms out. So we'll reach the end of this row here. This will be the last long one, and probably a big speed bump here at the end. Turn around and make sure we got it. We did. Line up for our next row. Big reduction in speed. Go from 21 miles an hour to 8 just by dropping the tether down. But luckily we'll only have one more row to do here, and then we can go get the case, hook the baler up, and get through the hellish part. Well, one of the hellish parts, the other part's going to be picking up and stacking it all where I want it. And this row looks like it just runs right into the other one. And it's going to miss little spots like that. So let's get this thing going for the last row. Get out here in the outside view. Take care of this last little row here and then swap tractors again. And since we'll be going up to the sugar factory that's right next to the BGA, I don't have a full Fleagle trailer yet of solid manure. But I am curious to see how much that'll bring. I think I'll be right around the halfway mark. And in the near future will be a silage fork versus the universal bucket that's on it right now. We'll get out of this field here, park the tractor over next to the other one, and go get the baler. Alright, there's now speed player is an amazing thing. Here is our 1500 or 1455 XL. Spikes up. That's good to go. I know our baler's back here. Way the fuck back there, apparently. Now this is the 1455 XL with the wide tires on it. So now we've got our baler. And, lovely. It still has shit left in it, and there's my messy ass cows. And almost hit the fence there because I was trying to check the pile. I'm going to drop the pickup. We'll get lined up and we'll start ripping some bales here. So let's see, we'll start down here since this is the furthest out. Yeah, I know you're going to beep at me, baler, because you're almost full. And there's going to be one. It'll be interesting to see, though, how fast I can fill up this baler now running these bigger ass windrows. Now it starts beeping at 70%. You really got to keep an eye on it because it fills up fast. I kind of kicked that one out a little weird. Now these are making 4,000 liter bales. Come on. Now normally, like I said, if I was doing square bales, this thing would just be put on cruise control and done. But since we're making round bales, we actually have to stop. Every like 500 feet here. Oh, way overshot that one. Shit the bale out. And get back on the path. I was trying to make it. I was going a little too fast, tried to slow down, and couldn't slow down quick enough. Let's get this in here, and then let's go around the outside edge of the field. Get rid of this weird wonky ass grass row. Good grief. Well, the Massey picked that up like a champ. Wow. Now this is where I thought I was going to struggle and have some troubles. Let's see what we can do here. This is a very large row. Yeah, it's not taking long. I didn't figure it would. And of course it's going to dump a bale right at the end of one of my strips. Good grief. Just start going and the damn thing's full. Pulling ahead in very small increments. See how far we can go this time. Probably could have let it coast there and it would have got everything, but wanted to be safe. Yeah, the pickup on this baler is a hell of a lot wider than it looks. Way wider. But once again, at 100. Close it. And go again. This will be the rinse and repeat here for eternity. Eventually we'll get off this outside row and hopefully we can be done. 70, 80, 90... And that's a full bale again. And it'll probably be full by the time we hit the end of this freaking strip. Or at least beeping at me. Yeah, we're just gonna like pull into this in full. And we still haven't even made it all the way around yet. This is just the second bend. We haven't even gotten to the fun part yet. Plop. Definitely though, crucial getting this outside edge done first. Drop more bale. Now this is that huge windrow that we did. Hopefully none of these get a little bit of a side roll to them. Because if a bale ever ends up over there by the water, it's gone. Need a submarine to go get it back out and a team of divers. And a really big crane. Hopefully not. No, yep, we speared the tree. Damn it. Short PTO shaft on here. Just to turn around and get this little pile here. And thank God it did not start beeping at me. So now what we're going to do, that we got the outside row, we're going to work our way from the edge of the field up. Which would be, I think, the furthest row over. Where's that going to be? It's going to be down here. Yep, drive around this bale and then we can go. Nope, I can go this way. Get these short rows done. We're not going to make it far into this, but there's 100 already. And it'll probably be 100 by the time we get to the end. Or before it. So yet another bale. I think I'm gonna set a record. Now it is going to pick up a little bit of grass. So that will cut down on bale density. So this is going to be interesting. I think what I want to do is get a certain amount done with the baler and then come in with the autoloader and just pick it all up. And maybe get to the end of this row here and then hit it with the autoloader and try and see how many bales we're going to end up piling in. Because it's going to start beeping probably. Yep. Damn near almost a bale out of that. 10% more. Which will be basically me just turning this fucking thing around and hitting the edge of the bale. So I expect to just turn in and it'll shoot straight up pretty much. Yep. Exactly as I figured. But it did tend to pile it up at the ends. Don't know why. But as usual, about the same time I'm doing the baling, the grass goes through its first stage of growing. And it almost doesn't look like you're even doing anything because oh, that's raising the dam. It's gotta come up a little bit. It's almost like you're not even mowing the grass or trying to get hay period, because by the time you've got the bales down, the grass has already grown back up and it's just repeat process. But that does work in your favor if you're trying to hoard bales like I am right now, so I don't have to do it for a while. I don't expect to make the rest of this, but if we do, I'll be happy. Of course we won't. How does that keep getting... Oh, because I keep trying to freaking look at it when I'm doing it. Alright, now that's going to be the tricky one. I'm going to drive through here first. Now drive around the bale. Tractor Olympics. Oh, I just realized how unsafe I was being. So if I'm looking at this right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, counting the one I'm on. This is 100% again. I was going to get in the autoloader after about halfway through, but I decided to hell with it. Let's just run it out. So we'll stop that one on a dime right at 100. Ultimate in safety. And turn those off. Oh, that's cool. I think they alternate back and forth. Yep, they do. I like that. Ah, stops just a ass hair too early. I like how the lights are mysteriously just staying down there when the baler goes up. So yeah, we've only got 4 more rows to go. Now for as small as this thing is, this little messy baler kicks some serious ass. The only downfall is, unlike the square balers, you can unload the square baler even if it's not full. So yeah, we've only got 3 more rows to go after this. And God knows how many bales. I was trying to keep count, but I fucked up and forgot a long time ago. I know that one row out there is going to be ridiculous. Because that, I think, was like 4 or 5 rows combined into one. Nope. Back up just a little bit. Please let me get to the end of this one. You can beep at me all you want, I don't care. I made it to the end. This is going to have some grass in it as well. That's a lot of freaking hay bales. My baler's actually starting to get dirty though now. That's a good thing. I was thinking for a second that it wasn't going to, but it is not immune to getting dirty. There you go, right there. See how far we can go. Not far. This is definitely a high yield. I think in the end I'm actually still producing the same amount of bales. It's just it's shrunk down row wise. I don't have to do as many rows to get the same amount of bales. It's just there's a shitload more in each row. But the good news is we'll be going up this one and then down the next, and then the final pass will be coming back towards the end of the field. So that's the good news. And we'll probably stop just short. And probably end with about 20%. 21. We'll get down here, reset, and then get our last 2 rows done. Well, this one for some reason is taking forever to fill up. It'll start getting thicker as we get in. I thought it would. Drop another one. Yeah, this is a ton of bales. I must have a supersized roll of netting in there because I've never changed out the netting in here. And now we're starting to fill up faster. It's a shame that we can't use, well, it doesn't matter anyways, because the Wheelmaster LT turns it into silage. That's all it does, is just silage. Come on. Almost there. Drop it out. Go again. Just let me get to the end of this before you dump one. That'll be really close. Probably just the mouth of this. Yep. Well, luckily we are on the last row now. This poor little baler can finally be put up. And then we can get the autoloader out. This is ridiculous. This is the thick one. This is going to spit out bales probably every 500 feet. Yep, this is the one that's going to take forever. This thing is absolutely just totally getting wrecked. Luckily, I could see the end in sight. Come on, spit out. So hopefully we will not have to use, well, we will be doing it for straw, but I'm going to have to look and see what I've got. Straw versus hay by the time I'm done with this. So I'm thinking maybe 2 more bales after this one. Maybe 3. If not, 1 left in the baler. There's 1. That'll be 2, maybe 3. Might get lucky and actually be able to spit a bale out. Yep, we'll be able to spit another bale out of this one. And we'll have leftover. Just a little bit of leftover this time. Although I wouldn't be surprised if that goes almost up to half. 30%. And we're going to shut the tractor off and park it there for right now, because we need to hop into the autoloader. And this is the leftover of previously doing the field. I'm going to run down here and fill the rest of this trailer up, and then we'll see how many it's going to take to fill. long as I can keep driving along them without punting them. I should only take 4 more to fill this top row. Yep. So that's a full trailer of bales. We're going to get our unload positioning set and see if I can do this right. So we're going to come in here. Hopefully I can get 2 rows in. Should be able to. Oh hell yeah, I can get 2 rows each. So we'll offload our bales. They're kind of bouncy a little bit there. Return the trailer to work position. Get back in the field and give it another round. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, 16 on the bottom. I think maybe a little more. And either way, who's doing the math? I'm just driving around picking up bales here. Trying hard not to punt them. On the edge here. And we're only going to be able to get 4 more on. That'll be load number 2. Unload center. Come in here without it lagging too bad. Hopefully it won't start lagging. There's another load of bales in, so that's going to give us about 60 something bales. Back into work position, go back, do it again. The last of these bitches picked up. See if I can go 2 for slalom it. It's gonna be a hell of a slalom now. And I punted it. Son of a bitch. Alright, now we got all the bales out of the field. We need to go up here. get the remainder of the hay bales that we had. Oh shit, all my fields have kicked over already? Holy crap, I haven't even 120 scaled these. Oh shit, I didn't realize I had a whole thing of bales there too. We need to pick up these bales here. Backing into these is going to be interesting. There's a full trailer. I'll probably leave those ones there and we'll just hit those with the case. So we'll go ahead and switch sides, and since we're headed this way anyways, we'll just come in here and offload this way. A little gap between these guys. That'll be our third set of bales. Now we can go over to the side of the barn over here and grab the set that I just randomly dropped the hell off. We're just gonna do this the easy way. We're gonna back right up into them. Freaking love this autoloader trailer. We'll leave those straw bales there too. We'll offload right again. I don't like the angle I'm on. Damn it, truck. Put these sons of bitches right here. And there's another set, so there's 4 rows of hay bales. We got our truck in work position now. We're gonna do a little transferring here. As long as I don't accidentally pick up silage bales, we're good. Oh boy, I forgot all that shit was there. It'll be tricky here. Thank God they didn't move. Alright, so now we gotta get in here. Right and tight with the... There we go, perfect. Come on. You got this. Another perfect trailer load. So we already got this set and unload. This is going to require a little bit of skill here. I have to back up a couple times. Damn truck. And we'll... What the fuck is it? Oh, duh. Unload center. Got bales there, so what we're going to do, since we're done with that, actually we're going to take work position off. And since it's blocked, of course it would be, we're just going to snake around it. We're just going to park our auto loader under here. Alright, so there we go. That right there was just doing our hayfield. We've got some silage left, we've got some straw left, and we've got some hay left to feed these fat ass cows when time comes. But that's gonna do it for now, so I'm gonna save the game. And that'll get it done.